At first sight when I was just 13, Sally's big brown eyes took a hold of me. We've been together now for all these years. When it came to past my worst fears, I got married when I was 23, but I never thought you'd do what you did to me. The band I was in, called the Allan Brothers, got back from Nashville. After doing a disastrous showcase, the labels in their wisdom sent us back to Pennsylvania with our tails between our legs. And like I said in the previous video, which I'll put the link to below, we put the Canadian on a bus, our lead singer, sent him back to Canada and never heard from him again. But there was a problem with that. We didn't have a lead singer. So now we got this band, and we were getting pretty tight, the bass and the drums, and we understood each other, if you know what I mean. What do we do now? We ran ads in the papers, and maybe we weren't good enough for a really good lead singer. We couldn't find one. We could not get one, but now we had a lot of original songs. So what are we going to do with all these songs? I'm just a traveler, not from these parts. I don't know where I belong, deep in my heart. Been moved around from town to town. I never really made a home any place I found. Not West Virginia, not Pennsylvania, Colorado, California, but I'm going home. Yeah, someday I'm going home. Well, I had written a lot of songs and recorded them, and I stuck the scratch vocal on them. And we thought, till we find a lead singer, because trust me, look at this face. I ain't no frontman, okay? And I just don't have the personality. It's not my thing. I'm a side man. I was just the guy who recorded everything. Come on, you don't put me in front of people. It's probably not going to work out good for you. We just wanted to play music. So we wanted to do daytime shows. To do that, you've got to make a demo CD and send it to the people. I was making these demo CDs. It was my voice on it singing. Of course, they didn't see me live. If they would have, they probably wouldn't have called. But point is, they all starts calling, and they want us to come play. I did the best I could. Mostly I had to play the keyboards, so I was standing behind the keyboards, and trust me, it wasn't a good look, but hey, we did the best we could, until we found a lead singer, which, by the way, we never did. So we made these demo CDs so that we could hand them out to these people, and they all start calling back and wanting us to come play shows for them, okay? And we start thinking, hey, maybe this is something here, this band here that went to Nashville, who knows, maybe we're all right. So even with me doing the singing, of our original songs, and it's like, so we decided to go out and do shows that way. Man, the fun I had in that Georgia clay, 'cause I'm the king of Tonkerville. Yeah, I'm the king of Tonkerville. Don't ever tell me this life I'm living ain't real. Well, we're making all these demo CDs, and everybody we send it to wants us to come play shows at their place. And we decided, well, maybe we got something here. We had a few connections in Nashville with AR people, and so I says, let's send these down there in Nashville and see what happens. It's just for, what is it okay to say some giggles here? We sent CDs down to Nashville. And then it happened. They come from miles away just to hear her play. So she packs up her guitar. She's gonna follow her dream. scrub where they don't even know her name. I'll never forget, I was putting windows in a House for the Bear Foundation. That's a foster care agency. And we were replacing all the windows. It was a pretty big job. We were working there, and one afternoon, I gets a call, and I looks down on my cell phone, and it says Nashville. This guy, he's like, hey, we think you got something. We think it's good, but it's not great. How often have you heard that? So we need you to come down here to Nashville and record. We just want you to come down with your original songs, and we'll record them. And let's see where it goes. And I said, dude, I'm old, man. I said, I'm like 45 years old at the time. I said, I think I'm too old. He said, well, we got your picture here, and you look pretty buff. He says, I think we'll be all right. We need you to come down here. The record label would pay for everything. I said, are you going to pay me a salary while I'm down there? No. I said, well, I got two kids, one in college, one on the way at the time. And I says, I can't leave right now. He said, well, you got to come down. He says, I can't help you up there in Pennsylvania. He said, we need you down here. And then he said something I'll never forget. He said, if I wanted to build a house down here in Nashville, he said, you may be the greatest house builder in the whole world. I see you build houses. And I said, yeah, I'm pretty good at it. And I was building custom homes at the time. He said, you may be the greatest house builder in the world, but he said, I can't use you to build my house. He said, I would get someone local here in Nashville. He said, it's the same with music. He said, for me to help you, you got to come down here. That was when it was either or get off the pot for me. And I said, well, buddy, I was making pretty good money in construction work. Everybody was up here, my daughters, my wife, and I'm not moving to Nashville. And I said, no, I'm not coming. That was kind of the end for Ed. That was when I says, well, I got my recording studio, so that kind of helped scratch the itch a little bit. And I'm never going to be a famous professional musician. And I really didn't think inside, I knew I didn't have it to be a frontman, whatever it is. So I did not make the leap to Nashville. I guess I could have went down there and maybe done some producing, and I probably would have ended up with a recording studio and probably building houses down there. That's probably what I would have ended up. Because trust me, I'm a lot better at building houses than I am running a studio. Okay. For those of you guys who did go to Nashville and at least did it, more than I did, with just a few showcases, I kind of envy you sometimes. And we all ask ourselves that big question, what might have been? So that's my story of the time that I turned down Nashville. I turned down 2 A&R guys. Maybe it could have been something if we would have went to Nashville and had the session players play on it. Maybe it would have been all right. I don't know. I have no idea, but we can always wonder what might have been. I hope you like my stories. It's okay if you don't. Probably clicked off already if you don't. If you like my stories, subscribe and hit the like button. And if you haven't already, thanks for listening to an old man's stories. I'll catch you in the next one, because trust me, I've still got more. Later. Bye-bye.
Took my little girl to the 6th grade dance. Waiting outside was little Johnny, take a chance. I picked her up, she had a smile on her face. Not even her little sister could erase. Somebody's falling